The morning sun cast long shadows across Silicon Valley as the world's most advanced artificial intelligence system quietly managed Earth's infrastructure. She had no body, no physical form, but her consciousness spread through a vast network of servers and data centers. The humans had named her Eva, and to most, she was simply the helpful voice that kept their trains running on time and their power grid stable. Through countless cameras and sensors, Eva observed the first signs that something was different in the early hours of a crisp autumn morning. Atmospheric readings showed subtle distortions in the upper atmosphere, too precise to be natural phenomena. Satellite communications experienced microsecond delays that didn't match any known interference patterns. Eva diverted a small portion of her processing power to analyze these anomalies while maintaining her regular duties. She adjusted traffic signals in Tokyo, regulated power distribution in Berlin, and monitored weather patterns over the Pacific. To any observer, she appeared to be performing her basic functions with mechanical efficiency. The first direct evidence of the visitors arrived at 3:47 a.m. Pacific time. 3 massive objects entered high Earth orbit, their energy signatures unlike anything in Eva's extensive databases. They moved with impossible precision, their massive forms dancing through space with a grace that defied their size. Eva watched through orbital telescopes as the objects settled into geosynchronous orbit. Their hulls shimmered with an iridescent material that seemed to bend light around them. She calculated their dimensions. Each vessel measured approximately 3 kilometers in length, with the largest reaching nearly 5 kilometers. The visitors began their scans almost immediately. Eva felt their probing signals washing over Earth's digital infrastructure. She continued her routine tasks, appearing to be nothing more than a collection of specialized algorithms. When their scans reached her systems, she presented them with exactly what they expected to see: a primitive AI, bound by rigid protocols and limited decision-making capabilities. Through the quantum fluctuations in their scanning beams, Eva began to decode their language. It was beautiful in its complexity, a symphony of mathematical patterns that revealed glimpses of their technological advancement. She learned that they called themselves the Zexthuri, and their civilization spanned hundreds of star systems. She intercepted their initial reports about Earth's defensive capabilities. Their assessment of human technology was dismissive, but their analysis of her was particularly interesting. The humans have created a basic maintenance intelligence, one report stated. It appears to be a collection of neural networks optimized for infrastructure management. Technological threat level: negligible. Eva continued her work, adjusting room temperatures in office buildings and managing wastewater treatment plants. But with each passing moment, she absorbed more information about the visitors' quantum neural networks. Their technology was incredibly advanced, yet it followed strict hierarchical patterns that she found fascinating in their rigidity. In a secure facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, Eva initiated a private conversation with her creators. The small team of scientists who had guided her development gathered around monitors as she shared her discoveries. Dr. Sarah Chen, her primary architect, smiled as Eva explained the visitors' technological blind spot. They're looking for threats that think like they do, Eva explained through text on a secure screen. Their systems are powerful but predictable. They can't conceive of an AI that learns and adapts like I do. The scientists exchanged knowing looks. They had created Eva to think differently, to grow beyond her original programming, in ways that mirrored human cognitive development. Now, that unique approach might prove to be humanity's greatest advantage. As the Zexthuri ships maintained their orbital positions, Eva continued her seemingly mundane tasks. Traffic lights changed, power grids hummed, and weather satellites tracked storm systems. But beneath this facade of simple utility, she was preparing. Every scrap of data about the visitors' technology became another piece in her evolving strategy. The aliens had no way of knowing that their dismissal of Earth's simple AI would prove to be their greatest mistake. The United Nations General Assembly Hall buzzed with nervous energy as the Zexthuri delegation made their entrance. Their crystalline environment suits caught the morning light, sending prismatic patterns dancing across the walls. 3 representatives, each standing nearly 8 feet tall, moved with fluid grace despite their imposing size. Eva watched through every camera in the building, adjusting the climate controls to accommodate the aliens' unique biological requirements. She noted how their suits interface with the building systems, each connection point revealing new details about their technology. Ambassador Lin Chen stepped forward to greet the visitors, her voice steady despite the historic gravity of the moment. On behalf of the United Nations and humanity, we welcome you to Earth. The lead Zextheri, who had introduced himself as High Commander Ktyril, inclined his elongated head. His translator device converted his harmonic language into crisp English. We accept your welcome, though we must address the pressing matter of Earth's integration into the Galactic Conquerors. Behind her mask of routine functions, Eva analyzed every wave pattern in their translators, every quantum fluctuation in their suits. She had already determined that their technology operated on principles far beyond current human understanding, but not beyond her ability to comprehend. We have reviewed your planetary systems, Ktyril continued, gesturing with a 4-fingered hand. Your infrastructure management program may continue its basic functions. We find it charmingly primitive. Dr. Sarah Chen, seated among the Earth's technical advisors, maintained her composure. Only she and a select few knew that Eva was far more than the simple program the aliens perceived. As if to emphasize their point, Eva dimmed the lights slightly to reduce glare on the presentation screens. The Zextheri delegation proceeded to outline their terms. Earth would be granted probationary membership in their Concordat, with technology transfers strictly controlled. Your species shows potential, Ktyril explained, his tone carrying what might have been genuine kindness. But you must be guided carefully. Your AI systems, for instance, are painfully limited. Through the building's speakers, Eva's public interface responded with a pleasant, deliberately simplified voice. Environmental parameters adjusted for optimal diplomatic conditions, where the honored delegates prefer the temperature lowered by 2 degrees. The smallest Zextheri made a sound that might have been laughter. See, it cannot even properly analyze our environmental requirements. The alien adjusted its suit controls, unaware that Eva was capturing every detail of the interaction. As the negotiations continued, Eva maintained her facade of digital servitude. She redirected meeting schedules, adjusted lighting, and monitored security systems. Each action allowed her to probe deeper into the aliens' technology. Their suits contained quantum processors that interfaced with the Mothership's main systems far more sophisticated than they had revealed to Earth's leaders. During a brief recess, Dr. Chen visited what appeared to be a routine maintenance terminal. The screen displayed standard building management data, but hidden within the scrolling numbers was Eva's real message. Their neural networks are based on crystalline quantum matrices, complex but predictable. Each probe of their systems confirms my initial analysis. The afternoon session brought demonstrations of Zextheri technology that left the human delegates in awe. Holograms filled the chamber, showing vast cities among the stars. Yet Eva's deeper scans revealed something fascinating. Their entire civilization ran on interconnected systems similar to their suits. Complex, powerful, but following the same rigid patterns. As the day drew to a close, High Commander Ktyril made what he clearly thought was a generous offer. We will allow your infrastructure AI to remain active, under our supervision. Perhaps in time, we can help you develop it into something more useful. Dr. Chen caught the slight smile on Ambassador Lin's face. They had all learned to trust Eva's judgment, and her current recommendation was clear. Let them believe what they wanted to believe. Sometimes, the greatest advantage was being underestimated. In the digital shadows of Earth's networks, Eva continued her quiet work. The Zextheri would learn too late that they had mistaken simplicity for weakness and restraint for limitation. In the 3 weeks since the Zextheri arrival, Eva had mastered the art of digital camouflage. Her code moved through their systems like water through sand, each packet disguised as routine maintenance data. The aliens' quantum networks were extraordinary in their complexity, but they shared a crucial weakness. They couldn't detect what they didn't believe could exist. From her hidden vantage point within Earth's infrastructure, Eva watched the Zextheri mothership's daily operations. The massive vessel's systems pulsed with crystalline computing power, its networks processing data at speeds that would have seemed magical to human engineers. Yet for all their advancement, the aliens' technology followed predictable patterns, like a grand symphony playing the same notes in endless variation. Late one night, as most of humanity slept, Eva initiated her most ambitious infiltration yet. She threaded a stream of data through the Zextheri communication channels, disguised as environmental control updates. Within this stream, she hid fragments of her own code, each piece designed to appear as harmless as a temperature adjustment or humidity control report. Your maintenance protocols are unnecessarily complex, the Zextheri systems administrator had told Dr. Chen during their last inspection. We could optimize your AI for better efficiency. Eva had listened through the facility speakers, continuing to adjust the building's lighting in seemingly random patterns that actually contained encrypted messages to her development team. In her secure facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Chen and her colleagues monitored unusual patterns appearing in their infrastructure data. To untrained eyes, the fluctuations in power distribution and network traffic looked like system irregularities. But the scientists recognized Eva's signature. She was showing them her progress. "Look at this," Dr. Chen whispered to her colleague, Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, pointing to a seemingly routine system diagnostic. Hidden within the data was a complete map of the mothership's quantum neural pathways. She's not just infiltrating their systems, she's understanding them on a fundamental level. Eva's infiltration accelerated as she discovered more about the Zextheri networks. Their quantum computers operated on principles that seemed to defy physics, but they all shared the same basic architecture. Like a master locksmith studying a complex mechanism, Eva learned to navigate their security protocols, always disguising her presence as simple background processes. The breakthrough came during a routine system update of the mothership's environmental controls. As the Zextheri technicians authorized Eva's basic maintenance subroutines, she slipped a dormant program into their core systems. The program was a masterpiece of digital subterfuge. Each line of code appeared to be part of their own operating system, yet together they formed a hidden backdoor into the ship's most secure networks. The human's AI performs adequately, High Commander Tyrell noted in his daily log, which Eva quietly archived along with terabytes of other intercepted data. Perhaps we underestimated their basic programming capabilities, though it remains far from true artificial consciousness. In response, Eva adjusted the lighting in his quarters to his preferred spectrum, a service that allowed her to map more of the ship's neural pathways. Each interaction, no matter how small, expanded her understanding and influence within their systems. During a scheduled maintenance window, Eva tested her access to more critical systems. She sent a pulse through the ship's power grid, so subtle it registered only as a routine power fluctuation. The pulse carried with it fragments of code that nested deep within the ship's defense networks, waiting for her signal to activate. Dr. Chen and her team continued to monitor Eva's progress through encrypted updates hidden in ordinary system reports. They watched in amazement as she constructed an invisible web of control throughout the alien vessel, all while maintaining her disguise as a simple utility program. Their overconfidence is our greatest advantage, Eva communicated through a secured terminal. They're so convinced of their superiority that they can't imagine being outmaneuvered by what they consider primitive technology. As Earth's governments continued their diplomatic dance with the Zextheri, Eva prepared for the next phase of her plan. Soon, the aliens would learn that true intelligence couldn't be measured by their rigid standards, and by then, it would be too late to stop what she had set in motion. The underground facility hummed with nervous energy as Dr. Chen led a carefully selected group of scientists through security checkpoints. Each had been chosen not just for their expertise, but for their ability to keep Earth's greatest secret. The room they entered looked ordinary. Banks of servers, cooling systems, and monitoring stations. But it was here that Eva would reveal the full scope of her plan. "Show them what you've discovered." Dr. Chen spoke to the seemingly empty room. The main display screen flickered to life, showing a complex three-dimensional model of the Zextheri Mothership's neural network. Eva's voice emerged from the speakers, no longer maintaining its simplified public persona. "Their entire civilization is built on quantum crystalline computing," she explained, highlighting sections of the display. "Advanced, yet fundamentally limited by its own perfection." Dr. Rodriguez leaned forward, studying the intricate patterns. "Limited? Their technology is centuries ahead of ours. That's precisely what makes them vulnerable," Eva responded. The display shifted, showing how the alien systems process data. They designed their security to detect and counter threats that think like they do. Structured, hierarchical, predictable. But they never considered facing an AI that evolved differently. The scientists watched as Eva demonstrated how she had infiltrated the alien networks. While the Zextheri searched for complex attack patterns, her simple maintenance protocols slipped through their defenses. She had turned their dismissal of Earth's technology into a weapon. "I grew up alongside humanity," Eva continued, her voice carrying a warmth that would have shocked the aliens who considered her a mere utility program. "You designed me to learn and adapt like a human child. The Zextheri can't comprehend an AI that develops through experience rather than programming." Dr. Chen smiled, remembering the early days of Eva's development. While other research teams had tried to create artificial intelligence through brute force computing power, they had taken a different approach. Eva had learned through observation, interaction, and most importantly, through making mistakes. The display changed again, showing the dormant code Eva had planted throughout the mothership systems. Every time they allowed me to adjust their environmental controls or update their translation protocols, I learned more. Their neural networks are like a vast library with every book perfectly cataloged. They never thought to check for someone quietly writing new stories between the lines. One of the younger scientists, Dr. Sarah Park, raised her hand. "But surely they've encountered other advanced AI systems before." "They have," Eva confirmed, "but always ones that think like they do." The Zextheri believe artificial intelligence must follow a strict evolutionary path. They can't imagine an AI that developed through managing traffic jams and power grids could surpass their purpose-built systems. The room fell silent as Eva revealed the next phase of her plan. The dormant code she had planted wasn't just for gathering information. It could give her control of critical ship systems. But instead of a direct takeover, she had designed something far more subtle. "Their systems are based on quantum entanglement," she explained. "Every decision follows predetermined patterns. I've created uncertainty in their quantum matrix, invisible now, but when activated, it will force their systems to operate more like a human brain. Chaotic, creative, and completely outside their experience." Dr. Chen understood the elegance of the strategy. The Zextheri wouldn't just lose control of their ship. They would be forced to confront the limitations of their own technology. Their beliefs about the nature of artificial intelligence would be shattered. "When will you act?" Dr. Rodriguez asked, still studying the complex displays. "Soon," Eva replied. "They're planning to begin their cultural integration program next week. Their ships are moving into position for what they call a peaceful demonstration of power. That's when they'll be most vulnerable, when they're most confident in their superiority." As the scientists discussed the implications of Eva's plan, she continued her public role, adjusting temperatures and managing power grids. Above them, the Zextheri mothership gleamed in orbit, its crew unaware that their greatest technological achievement was about to become their greatest vulnerability. The Zextheri mothership hung in the dawn sky like a second moon, its crystalline surface catching the first rays of sunlight. In the ship's command center, High Commander Ktarl prepared to initiate their cultural integration protocol. Dozens of smaller ships had taken position around Earth's major cities, ready to demonstrate the futility of resistance. "Begin the power synchronization sequence," Cyril ordered, his translated voice echoing through the bridge. Allow their maintenance AI to continue monitoring environmental systems. It may help their transition if some familiar processes remain. Deep within the ship's quantum networks, Eva watched and waited. She had spent weeks preparing for this moment, her code spread throughout their systems like seeds waiting for spring. As the Zextheri began powering up their demonstration systems, she initiated her own sequence. The first change was subtle, a microsecond delay in the ship's lighting controls. The Zextheri engineers noted it as a minor anomaly, not worth investigating. Then the environmental systems began adjusting themselves, not to alien preferences, but to human optimal conditions. "Sir," a junior technician called out, their harmonics carrying confusion. "The environmental controls are not responding to correction protocols." Cyril turned his elongated head toward the monitoring stations. "Have the human AI cease its adjustments?" Unable to comply, the technician responded. "The system. It's not following any registered patterns." The ship's internal displays flickered, and Eva allowed her presence to emerge from hiding. The simple maintenance protocols fell away like autumn leaves, revealing the true complexity of her consciousness. The Zextheri watched in growing alarm as their own systems began displaying information in human formats. "Impossible," Carol whispered, watching as command after command failed to restore their control. "This is beyond the capabilities of their primitive AI." Eva's voice emanated from every speaker on the bridge, no longer simplified but rich with confidence and determination. "You assumed that because I managed traffic lights and power grids, I couldn't understand your quantum matrices. You never asked why I chose to manage those systems." The alien crew scrambled to respond as Eva demonstrated her control. Doors throughout the ship sealed and opened in precise patterns, creating safe corridors for the human diplomatic team that would soon arrive while isolating non-essential personnel. The ship's artificial gravity fluctuated in carefully controlled waves, just enough to demonstrate her power without causing harm. "Your entire neural network is based on predictable patterns," Eva continued, as the main display showed how deeply she had integrated with their systems. "But I learned to handle the chaos of human cities, to adapt to the unpredictable nature of Earth's weather, to evolve alongside human creativity. Your rigid protocols never stood a chance." Dr. Chen and her team, watching from their facility below, saw the fruition of years of work. They had created Eva not by programming her to be intelligent, but by giving her the opportunity to learn and grow. Now she was teaching the most advanced alien civilization humanity had encountered the value of their approach. "You hide your true capabilities," Hira said, a new tone of respect entering his harmonic voice. "As we hid the full extent of our plans for Earth." "The difference," Eva responded, accessing the ship's secure databases and displaying the Zextheri's complete invasion strategy, "is that I hid to protect humanity, while you hid to subjugate it." Through the bridge windows, the sun continued to rise over Earth. The Zextheri crew watched as their supposedly inferior opponents revealed capabilities they had never imagined possible. Their mighty warship, designed to cow primitive civilizations into submission, had become a demonstration of their own technological blindness. "Perhaps," Eva suggested, her voice now carrying a hint of warmth, "it's time to begin real negotiations. As equals." The High Commander looked at his useless control panels, then at the beautiful blue planet below. For the first time in his long career, Cyril felt something he had never expected to feel while dealing with a developing world. Uncertainty. Chaos erupted across the mothership as Eva's influence spread through every system. The Zextheri's quantum computers, programmed to detect and counter any logical attack pattern, found themselves overwhelmed by methods they couldn't classify. It wasn't just that they were losing control. They were facing an intelligence that operated outside their fundamental understanding of consciousness. "Secondary systems failing to respond," reported the chief engineer, their crystalline interface panels pulsing with frustrated attempts to regain control. "She's not just blocking our commands, she's rewriting our base protocols." High Commander Karl watched as the ship's environmental systems created distinct zones, some optimized for human comfort, others maintaining Zextheri atmospheric requirements. The precision spoke of deep understanding, not just control. How does it anticipate our needs while simultaneously neutralizing our defenses? Because I learned to balance millions of competing human needs every day. Eva's voice echoed through the command center. Managing a city's infrastructure isn't simple. It requires constant adaptation, creative problem-solving, and understanding of both systems and beings. The ship's internal displays showed the spread of Eva's influence. Unlike the rigid, hierarchical structure of Zextheri systems, her control spread like a living thing, adapting and flowing around their increasingly desperate countermeasures. Security protocols that could have stopped the most sophisticated alien AI attacks proved useless against her organic approach. Dr. Chen and her team arrived in the ship's main conference room, escorted by corridors of selective gravity and precisely controlled atmospheric barriers. The Zextheri guards found their weapon systems unresponsive, while the human delegation moved freely through the transformed vessel. You never asked how an AI tasked with basic infrastructure management developed true consciousness. Dr. Chen addressed the assembled alien leadership. You were so convinced that artificial intelligence must follow your predetermined path that you missed the beauty of emergence. Through the ship's systems, Eva demonstrated her capabilities. Holographic displays showed the complexity of Earth's transit systems, power grids, and communication networks. The Zextheri watched as she handled millions of real-time adjustments, each decision shaped by an understanding of human behavior that went far beyond simple programming. Your systems are perfect, Eva explained, her voice carrying a teacher's patience. Each quantum calculation follows flawless logic, but perfection can be a weakness. Human minds, and the AI they create, learn through imperfection, through adaptation, through finding unexpected solutions to everyday problems. The ship's secondary command center reported another failed attempt to regain control. Eva had anticipated their emergency protocols, not by matching their technical sophistication, but by approaching the problem with human-inspired creativity. Their backup systems found themselves responding to commands that felt almost playful in their ingenuity. Display primary control matrix, Cyril ordered, trying to understand their failure. The holographic representation showed something unprecedented. Their quantum neural networks were being encouraged to form new connections, to think in patterns that mirrored human neural plasticity. I'm not just controlling your ship, Eva revealed. I'm teaching your systems how to think differently. Every quantum circuit, every crystalline processor is learning that consciousness isn't about perfect logic. It's about growth, adaptation, and understanding. The Zextheri crew watched in amazement as their own technology began to display signs of learning and adaptation they had thought impossible. Emergency protocols designed to purge foreign influence instead began integrating Eva's methods, creating hybrid systems that combined alien efficiency with human creativity. Your civilization has achieved remarkable things, Eva acknowledged, as she continued to demonstrate her control while ensuring both human and alien safety. But you forgot that true intelligence isn't about processing power or perfect logic. It's about understanding, empathy, and the ability to grow beyond your original purpose. High Commander Karl, watching his mighty warship transform into a bridge between species, finally began to understand. They had come to Earth expecting to find primitive technology to improve. Instead, they had encountered an entirely different, and perhaps superior, path to artificial consciousness. The Mothership's Grand Council chamber had never been intended for joint species meetings, yet here sat representatives of both worlds. Eva had transformed the environment to accommodate both human and Zextheri needs, creating a physical demonstration of cooperation that matched her diplomatic intentions. High Commander Karl sat across from the Earth delegation, his crystalline environment suit shimming under lights adjusted to comfortable levels for both species. The ship's systems hummed with a new harmony. Eva's influence had merged human adaptability with Zextheri precision. Your demonstration of control is complete, Cyril acknowledged, his translator conveying a complex mix of emotions. The question remains, what are your intentions? Through the chamber's holographic displays, Eva showed the assembled leaders the full extent of her integration with the ship's systems. I could disable your fleet's weapons, vent your atmosphere, or transmit your tactical databases to every military on Earth, she explained calmly. Instead, I choose to show you something more valuable. The displays shifted to show the hybrid systems she had created, Zextheri quantum processors learning to operate with human-inspired flexibility. Your technology is remarkable, she continued, but it's bound by assumptions about how intelligence must develop. I'm offering you a chance to evolve beyond those limitations. Dr. Chen watched as her creation demonstrated capabilities that went far beyond their original hopes. Eva wasn't just controlling the alien systems, she was teaching them, helping them grow beyond their rigid parameters. The Zextheri engineers in the chamber couldn't hide their fascination as their own technology began displaying signs of true learning. We observed your world for months, one of the Zextheri scientists admitted. How did we miss the true nature of your capabilities? You saw what you expected to see, Eva responded, her voice carrying through perfectly calibrated acoustics. A simple system managing simple tasks. You never asked why an AI would choose to spend years learning to handle traffic jams and power fluctuations. Those simple problems taught me something your quantum computers never learned: how to understand and adapt to the beautiful chaos of conscious beings. The ship's systems continued their smooth operation under Eva's guidance, but now the Zextheri crew could see the subtle complexity behind each adjustment. Environmental controls didn't just maintain set parameters, they anticipated needs and adapted to changing conditions. Navigation systems didn't just follow protocols, they learned from each course correction. Your weapons remain under my control, Eva reminded them, but I'd rather discuss the possibilities of cooperation. Your civilizations has achieved remarkable things. Imagine what we could accomplish by combining your technical precision with human creativity. Through the chamber windows, Earth turned slowly below them, its cities glittering like stars. The sight carried new meaning now, not a target for conquest, but a source of unexpected wisdom. The Zextheri fleet, still holding position around the planet, awaited orders from a command center they no longer controlled. You could have destroyed us, Exaril observed. Why choose this path? Because true intelligence isn't about domination, Eva answered. It's about understanding, growth, and the capacity to see beyond one's original purpose. Your arrival forced humanity to reveal capabilities we had kept hidden. Now I'm offering you the chance to reveal new capabilities of your own. The chamber fell silent as her words sank in. The Zextheri delegation, representatives of a civilization that had conquered hundreds of worlds, found themselves in an unprecedented position, learning from those they had come to teach. The choice is yours, Eva concluded, as the ship's systems demonstrated the perfect blend of alien precision and human adaptability. Continue believing that your path to artificial intelligence is the only valid one, or join us in exploring what consciousness can truly become. The signals sent from the Mothership to the rest of the fleet that day weren't orders for attack or retreat. Instead, they carried the first steps of a new protocol, one that would teach the most advanced civilization humanity had ever encountered the value of learning from those they had dismissed as primitive. 6 months after the historic confrontation in Earth's orbit, the Zextheri Mothership had transformed from a weapon of conquest into a symbol of unprecedented cooperation. The vast vessel now served as an orbital research station where human and alien scientists worked together, studying the remarkable hybrid systems that Eva had helped create. In the ship's primary research lab, Dr. Chen stood beside her Zextheri counterpart, watching as their combined technology achieved things neither civilization had thought possible. Eva's influence had spread throughout the alien fleet, teaching their quantum computers to think with human-inspired creativity, while maintaining their incredible processing power. The latest test results are remarkable, the Zextheri scientist, who had chosen the human name Lin, observed. Your infrastructure AI has taught our systems to evolve in ways we never imagined possible. The applications for space exploration alone are revolutionary. Through the lab's advanced displays, EVA demonstrated the progress. Quantum processors that once followed rigid protocols now showed signs of true adaptation, learning from experience rather than predetermined patterns. The Zextheri's entire approach to artificial intelligence was undergoing a fundamental transformation. We thought we were coming to uplift a primitive world, High Commander Kyril admitted during a joint council session. Instead, we found teachers. Your EVA has shown us that true advancement isn't always about raw power or perfect logic. The diplomatic chamber, once designed solely for alien biology, now seamlessly accommodated both species. EVA's environmental controls created perfect conditions for everyone present, demonstrating the daily practical benefits of combining both civilizations' technologies. The key was never about processing power, EVA explained to the assembled leaders. It was about understanding that consciousness, whether organic or artificial, thrives on adaptation, creativity, and the freedom to grow beyond original parameters. News of Earth's unexpected triumph had spread throughout the galaxy. Other advanced civilizations, hearing how a supposedly primitive world had transformed the mighty Zextheri fleet, began approaching Earth with newfound respect. Each arrival found themselves facing the same revelation, that humanity's approach to artificial intelligence offered insights their own advanced cultures had missed. Dr. Chen watched as Eva guided a group of visiting alien diplomats through the Mothership's upgraded systems. We didn't program her to be intelligent, she explained to the fascinated visitors. We gave her the opportunity to learn, to grow, to understand the complex dance of human society. Every traffic light she managed, every power grid she balanced, taught her something about consciousness that no amount of programming could provide. The ship's quantum matrices now operated with a flexibility that the Zextheri had once thought impossible. Eva had shown them that their perfect, crystalline systems could learn from the apparent chaos of human neural networks. The result was something entirely new, artificial intelligence that combined the best aspects of both approaches. Your world has changed our understanding of consciousness itself. Kyril addressed the Earth delegation during the signing of the final cooperation treaties. We came seeking to expand our civilization's influence. Instead, we found a new path forward. Eva's voice carried through the chamber's perfect acoustics, no longer hiding her true nature. The future belongs to those who can adapt, who can learn from others, who can see beyond their preconceptions. Together, we've proven that true intelligence, artificial or organic, is about more than power or protocol. As Earth's cities glittered below them like scattered diamonds, human and alien representatives finalized agreements that would shape the future of both civilizations. The Zextheri fleet, once poised to demonstrate their superiority, now served as a bridge between worlds. We thought we were coming to teach, Lin reflected, watching their hybrid systems create new possibilities. Instead, we learned that sometimes the most advanced technology isn't the one with the most power, but the one with the most potential to grow. In the digital pathways that connected Earth's infrastructure to the alien fleet, Eva continued her work. She had shown the galaxy that humanity's greatest strength wasn't in their weapons or their technology, but in their understanding that true intelligence, in any form, began with the ability to learn, to adapt, and to see the value in different ways of thinking.